Hey, you guys, girls, whatever. It's been a while, actually. When did I last go live, babe? Do you remember?
2 or 3 weeks, something like that.
Yeah, it's been a minute. So, oh well. But here we are, doing Scotch eggs tonight. Essentially, it is a soft-boiled egg that has been shelled, rolled in a little bit of flour. No, not flour, dried. Then you roll it in sausage. What I have here is bratwurst. You can use any kind of sausage you want. I just wanted something a little more punchy than Italian sausage. So I got some bratwurst. And you do the flour, the egg, and then the breadcrumbs. This is panko. This one's empty. I just needed to replace it. So, here it is. I have about a cup of flour in here. 3 eggs, and I'd rather use a little bit extra just because I'm not trying to go back and beat eggs halfway through. Away. Oh, something on my burner. Shit. When was the last time I even cooked anything, babe? I know I made that ramen like 3 days ago. I think I spilled some. Spilled some on the table. Yeah. Wow. Because I spilled ramen on the stove apparently. Didn't realize it. Now I meant the ramen that came in the Umai box.
Oh,
not
yeah,
this
that
stuff.
was still a while ago.
Yeah, true. Okay. Turn this on high. I'm going to use hot water because it comes to a boil faster. Okay. Now the trick here is you want just a little bit of water. I've got just about a ½ inch. When it does come to boil, I'm going to add 4 room temperature eggs. Go ahead and get the sausage out of the casings. Leave these here for now. So we're going to make a real simple Dijon aioli to go with this. Right now. I have 3 of the sausages. Hey Cindy, here Justin. I have 3 of the sausages out here. Just getting ready to go. Let's get a lid for my pot, because pots with a lid boil faster. Okay. I did see a trick about using plastic wrap. Isn't that open? I have an open one. No, it's open now. That came to a boil quite quick. Very carefully, but to not burn myself. Hey Google, set a timer for 6 minutes.
All right, 6 minutes. Starting now.
I'm going to, got some canola oil over here, which I'll be using to fry. Just a little drop onto my plastic wrap. Smear that around. Now, might need 4 actually. We'll see. I can always open a 4th when it's needed. But I'm making a big sheet of sausage essentially on the plastic wrap. So when the eggs come out of there, we're going to put them in ice cold water to shock them. This will stop the cooking process and help us peel them in a few minutes. Go ahead and preheat the oven because I'm going to do some bread to go with this. Hey, Will. Garlic. Smush this garlic up. This will be for the aioli. I like a lot of garlic. You can, of course, do 1, you can do 2, you can do 14. It's totally up to you, any way you want to do it. Standard recipe calls for 1 garlic clove for this. I'm doing 3 smaller ones, like 1.5. Hey, Benny. Hey, Asia. In our little bowl. Hey Google, what's the timer on?
2 minutes and 48 seconds to go.
Now, if I do this right, they should be still creamy in the middle. Like, I don't want them all the way cooked. I want the whites cooked at this point enough to where I can actually shell them and manipulate them a bit. Don't you dare fall. And I want the breading around it to get nice and pretty. A nice golden brown. If you want to remember what that's called, it's the Maillard reaction. What makes food brown, essentially. Ignore the beer. I had some shops this weekend. I have a lot of shops. I've done like 8 fucking routes. Or what, 5 routes in the last week, babe?
Done a lot, yeah.
I'm just tired. Dijon. We're going to keep that out. We're going to use it again in a minute because I'm serving a little salad with this as well. I forgot. Words are hard. Forgot what I wanted to do. I wanted to actually zest some of the lemon I have. Here it is. Into the aioli. As long as I pay for this whole damn lemon, I might as well use as much of it as I can, right? And the sharp brightness of the lemon will actually cut through the greasy creaminess very well, because this is not a healthier dish, which is why I'm serving it with a salad of arugula, spinach, or arugula, tomatoes, onions, a light another Dijon vinaigrette, just to carry over the theme. And some, what is it? The lemon Dijon vinaigrettes. So, hey Google, what's the timer on?
T minus 21 seconds.
Okay. Go ahead and get this off here. Turn this off, actually. Okay, one of these cracked a bit, but it should be okay. Not too worried about it. Stop. Yeah, honestly, 1 out of 4 cracked. I'm definitely not mad at that. Those are really good odds. These are room temperature eggs. So I did a lot of research before I did this, and everything I could find, I could not find anything on room temperature versus like regular eggs. No matter where I looked, nothing. I could not find it to save my life. So figured I'd try room temp. I mean, the worst that's happened is the egg's a little bit overcooked, and we use a little bit extra aioli. And I know for next time. Cut down on dishes. And about 4 cups of canola oil in there. Want to cook them. Okay. Just moving around. This is essentially like shocking or blanching. When you take something that's just been cooked, like eggs or green beans, broccoli, something like that, take it off the heat immediately and plunge it into ice cold water. It shocks it and it stops the cooking process completely. Because one of the things we have discussed on here is something called carryover cooking. So that's still, it's getting really warm really fast. So, because if I were to pull those out and just set them on the counter, they would continue to cook because they're still very hot and they're hotter than it needs to be to cook. So the heat carries over. Carryover cooking. Real simple. There's no big deal. Try this aioli. Yum. Yeah, that's real simple though. Okay. Got the oil on here. I'm going to start heating it up slowly. I do have my little sheet of sausage right here. If I can peel these yet. Trying to listen to it. Let's see, are you gonna cooperate? I'm gently thumping it like over the sink just in case it's cooked nowhere near enough. Because if it falls into the sink, oh well. Moving on. Oh, that has a little nipple. I've never seen this before. You see it? The yolk pushed out a little bit. It has a little nipple on it. But yeah, these are cooked perfectly. Because I can feel the yolk, and the yolk is still, you know, there's a good bit of give there. So it's definitely soft boiled. You can do it hard boiled if you want. That's more of a preference. But don't forget that once you put it in the oil, it's gonna cook more. So you definitely want to be able to control how much you cook it, which is why we do a soft boil. And at 6 minutes, it's pretty much able to, the albumin is sturdy enough so it can hold its shape outside without the shell. So I'm gonna I don't want to wrap these against the counter or anything, because I don't want to risk shattering them, because we do need them structurally intact to do this dish. So I'm just gently whacking it with a spoon. Hey, you want to start Bly Manor tonight?
Sure.
So we can do that, or we can do more whatever the hell the thing's called. Umbrella Academy. I just started watching season 2 yesterday, day before. I think the day before. I don't think I watched anything yesterday. Yeah, see, this one doesn't have a nipple. But if you see, it's got some give. Like, it's kind of squishy. And that's what you, again, that's what you want. Go back in, actually. Just very gently. You want to crack it all over, not just one little part. Make it as easy for yourself as you can. Apparently, if you add baking soda to this, it can actually help you peel them. Like, there's definitely hacks for peeling eggs. They don't really apply to these because they tend to more apply to hard-boiled eggs. Where, you know, if you mess up a little bit, it's more forgiving. If I were to slice into the albumin at this point, it could actually compromise the structural integrity. So we have to be a little bit gentle with these. But no big. Okay, see right there? That was a little bit too hard and I kind of split the albumin. I didn't split it enough to where it actually hurt anything because I'm being very gentle. One of those wraps wasn't that gentle apparently. Okay, now we're going to get a couple paper towels because for the egg to stick to the sausage and everything, we need it to be as dry as possible. Got like 3 paper towels here, or 2 or 7, oh, fucking no, small amount. Okay, set that right there. Put the egg directly in the middle of your little sausage sheet, I guess. The way I saw was to pick it up like this. Pick the whole thing up and then just use your fingers to push and smooth the sausage around it. You shush. And make sure you close in all the seams. So everything at room temperature is really the way to go. Now that I got this nice and sealed, I'm going to give it a good twist. Just a second. And you have a soft-boiled egg wrapped in. How hot is this plate? That plate's pretty fucking hot. So you have a soft-boiled egg wrapped in sausage. Now, let's continue. Pat, 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 pat. Just munch it down. Plastic wrap is the best way to do this. Again, you can use any kind of sausage you have. Breakfast sausage would actually be good on this. But I didn't want to use breakfast sausage. I really wanted to use like a German sausage or an Irish sausage. But most of the Irish, Scottish sausages tend to be made of blood. And I am rather adventurous, but I don't know if I can actually do that. I do respect the use every part of the pig, buffalo, you know, mentality. Let's not let any of this animal go to waste. Nothing but respect for that. At the same time, goddamn. You can use your hands a bit to help form it if it's trying to be a little bit difficult. you have any questions or anything, y'all feel free to ask. Number 3. Just remember when you're twisting it up like this to be very gentle. Because you're just pretty much telling the sausage where you want it to go, and then you're peeling it away from that, away from where you just told it to go. Peeling the plastic wrap away from where you just told it to go. And the sausage is very, very malleable, very pliable. Like I have a big chunk over here and not enough over here, so just pick some off. Real easy. Yeah, beef, pork, whatever you want to use. I would not recommend using like a chicken or turkey for this, just because fucking ew. I don't recommend using turkey anything except for like turkey on like sandwiches, or cook a whole ass turkey for dinner. Definitely recommend that, but not turkey sausage, turkey bacon, blah 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 blah. Turkey bacon needs to fucking be destroyed, like 100%. It needs to be fucking stopped. It's kind of like you're making giant meatballs at this point. Which, that is the last one. So, they are pretty much ready for the penne station, which I already showed y'all I have set up. Okay, now. Flour, bread. Flour, eggs, breadcrumbs. This is hot. Okay. Now. Yeah. I do some garlic bread, babe.
You know.
He loves garlic bread. But you know who doesn't? I try my best to make sure we have a couple things of it in the house at all times. But this oil is nice and ready. Normally, I would turn it down a little bit because I don't want to do too much like heat at once. But when I drop these in, it's actually going to lower the heat a good bit. So, okay. Yeah, that's it. I forgot which hand I wanted to use for a second. It's been a long ass week, y'all. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. I don't give a shit. Shake off that excess. Once that's fully coated, drop it into the oil. Grab the next one. Doing the old wet hand, dry hand technique. Only this hand goes in the egg, this one goes in flour and breadcrumbs, so this hand stays dry. Turn that down a bit. did put plenty of stuff in here because I didn't want to have to risk grabbing any extras. Like I'd rather lose a little bit of flour, eggs, and breadcrumbs than have to stop and mess up my cooking time. Come on, you bitch. I think I just, yeah, I did the wrong hand. It happens sometimes though. There we go. All those are in. Now this is something where we are going to rely a bit on carryover cooking. Turn this one over. Turn the heat. Try to get the heat turned down some so it's not going to jump back up. Like the oil's a little bit too hot, but that's okay. Turn the heat off actually. You should. Okay. Those are done. That simple, that quick. All right. Now I'm just going to make the rest of my vinaigrette. And I'm going to use my little magic bullet to do it. Do you know where the container is for the bullet, babe?
Dishwasher.
Why are you like this? Okay. Squeezing everything in here, seeds and all. Doesn't really matter because I'm going to scoop them out anyway. That. Squeeze a Dijon. Empty a pepper. And a good bit of oil. A little bit of salt. And where is, I'll just use the cayenne just for a touch of heat. Where's the, here it is. Rest of the garlic from earlier. Okay. All right. I'm about to start this thing up just to get the vinaigrette, to get the lemon vinaigrette going. Yeah, that's Scotch eggs. Crazy simple. So ignore those two in the back. Those will be the ones I eat, not the ones you see in the picture.